Okay, let's figure out. Come on, mouse, work with me. I didn't want to go that long, but it did. Apparently not. Okay, let's start with beginning balance. It's called an amortization table. Obviously, the first month, that's the beginning balance. Well, interest payment is take the beginning balance, multiply it with the period rate. Let's fix that. So the first month, even though you're making a payment of 63.21, of that 54.17 or so is for interest. The rest is the principal payment. So I'm going to take the monthly payment, which is going to be fixed, minus the interest payment. So the first month principal payment is only 904. Ending balance, you take the beginning balance minus the principal payment. So next month beginning balance is ending balance of the first. These should be the same. I'm going to do this until 360. I mean, I'm not doing this as a template, so I'm not going to worry about other stuff. As you can see, after the last payment, ending balance is 0. Okay. Now, if you're holder of the IO payment, as long as this mortgage exists, which means it's not in default or it's not been prepaid, you're going to collect the interest payment. Okay. And if you're the holder of the principal payment, when the mortgage is still alive, you're going to collect these monthly principal payments. As you can see, it keeps going up. Eventually, almost all of the payment is the principal payment. But not all mortgages live for 30 years. If you sell your house and move somewhere, what happens to mortgage, guys? Anyone? You bought a house, there's a mortgage, $1 million on it. 2 years later, you sold the house for 1.2. What's going to happen to the mortgage? Now, if you sold the house, first, the mortgage is going to be paid out of the proceeds. Then, if there's anything left, you're going to get that. So when mortgages are come on, mouse. when mortgages are paid off early, either through sale of the collateral property or through foreclosure, uh, two things happen. Interest payments abruptly end. So if you are holder of an interest-only kind of mortgage-backed bond, you do not uh, abrupt. You do not want these mortgages to be prepaid. I mean, let's consider the extreme example. You bought a prepaid, you bought interest-only portion of a mortgage, and you paid money for it, and all the mortgages have been paid after the first year. Okay, all that means you only collected 5,400, and more than likely you paid uh, over. I have a suspicion over $800,000 for this one. Okay, and but if you're the principal only guy, you collected all the principal because after the first month, you basically are going to collect $1 million. So you collected the money that you own, the money that you lent rather quickly. Let's kind of do the following. Let's see. Let's do value of IO, assuming no prepay. Okay. That's gonna be the present value of all the interest payments. There's an Excel function called NPV. The rate is the period rate, and you enter all the interest payments. So in the absence of any prepayment, the IO portion of the loan is worth assuming no prepay, and the PO portion is going to be worth the rest, of course. By definition, some of the value of IO and PO, they have to add up to $1 million. Suppose you bought the IO portion of this one and they paid off everything after the first month. You just collected $5,400 and that's it. But you paid $676,000 for it. If you bought the PO portion, you paid only $323, but you collected $1 million after just 1 month instead of over 30 years. So these are and all the remaining principal is paid. Okay. This means the holders of IO part are hurt and holders of the PO part are happy. Therefore, these type of securities